OnlyFans, nudes, amateur content is that underage girls are actually trying to do this with the site. And like he assured me that everything is fine and good, but I mean, of course you're gonna tell me that so I don't start freaking out. If an e-girl wants to disrespect me, I will buy you and make you play a game with me and talk to me.
So, welcome, Kings and Queens, to the potential podcast. This might be a podcast, who knows? But we'll do an interview today. We'll have a wonderful time. So either way, if you're watching live, get ready for a good one.
It's going to be a great one, I can already tell.
Yeah. The Potential Podcast, where we talk about basically stuff that I think Twitch chat needs to know more about. Like maybe personal relationships, how to do good, how to be, I guess, happy, and internet culture.
Good, how to,
wow, life advice.
Yeah, like
right?
everything I would want to learn from a streamer, basically.
Stuff like loneliness, depression, and also positive stuff.
Yeah, we always start off with like, so this podcast, we talk about the worst shit about life. Get ready to get depressed.
But, I mean, it's
no,
important
it's not
to
like that.
Yeah, because
but today we're not doing that. We're talking about something.
You got to be informed.
Super interesting and fun. We're learning about people internet doing special things. So last time, like this time, we're going to be talking about the website egirl.gg. Which is a website where you can pay for girls or boys to play games with you. And it's like, upon just hearing that, it's really interesting because you don't know what to expect, right? And I've been having takes about everything. But today we're going to hear from the person themselves, the actual top dog on Twitch. No, not Twitch. on
egirl.gg. The number one e-girl on egirl.gg.
Soon to be top e-girl on Twitch as well, or just Twitch streamer.
Maybe.
Yeah, you guys are really
we're hyping you up.
We feel special here.
Yeah, we're setting you up for a tumble. No, I'm just kidding.
Should probably get introductions out of the way in that case, right?
Yes. Okay. Hello, I'm Match. You probably know me. This is my. Is that? Yeah, that's the one. Over that way, that's Jeff, my wonderful co-host.
I'm Mr. HG,
and
also Jeff.
Right in the middle, our beautiful sandwich, we've got Leah.
Beautiful sandwich, okay.
So Leah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I turn 20 next month. I'm currently unemployed, but I am a college student and I'm working on my bachelor's in communications. I've always wanted to stream, but I need like a proper setup for that, and I've been working on it. Like, when you want to build a computer, you kind of have to research what parts you want and how it's going to fit in your budget. So the whole researching part's been taking a while, but I'm done with that now. It's just the only thing that I'm holding up with now is I need to move furniture in my room so I can have that space, because it also depends on, like, I have windows in my room, so my room is pretty well lit. So if I'm in, like, an area where the sun is, like, shining in a way where it's making me look like I'm toasted, like, the shadow. Do you know what I'm
like
talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I should probably open the window, actually. Oops.
I don't have curtains right now, so that's an issue, but I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, you gotta have everything perfect. Like,
exactly.
I don't know if you can tell, but that lamp right now is purple. Like, it's supposed to be, but
I'm like kind of a second away from running over and opening my curtains, actually, because the natural light is so much better than my terrible lamp.
Try it.
Yeah, I
give me 2 seconds, guys.
As well. Of course, yeah. Go take your time.
Well,
so once you got the computer set up and you got like everything built, you're gonna be streaming. Is that the goal?
Yeah, I'm gonna be streaming. It's funny how
this should be a slight improvement. Oh god.
Unlike other people who have platforms, I don't have a platform, and
I'm back on.
I'm up top. So welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Oh, I'm beautiful now.
Right? You did it. You got the natural light inside. I wish I could shut it out, but we're all good.
There we go. Setting up live, always
Yeah.
good. Right, should we
So
just
it's
get
nice.
into this?
I
I'm
mean,
super
we're
excited.
talking already. I don't know. You kind of just like it's
I don't
whatever.
know. Yeah, I'm still learning how to do this. I should fucking study communications. It's something I actually
maybe
struggle with.
just do like a 101. Like
Yeah.
a crash course in communications. Is it hard? Like studying for communications?
It depends on the person, honestly. For me, no, it's not, because I love talking to people. I like the whole idea of communication, and it's funny because, like, you would think that talking to someone is easy, but a lot of people actually have trouble with that.
Yeah,
Oh, for
can
sure.
relate.
So,
You
I think
probably
that's a
meet.
big part of like this podcast as well. It's like talking
Yeah.
about how it's not always easy to reach out to people or like just talk in general.
Yeah, I feel like people
some
at Twitch
people are
chat.
just naturally, like, yeah, I feel like some people are just naturally quiet.
Mm.
Like for me, when I'm doing orders and it's just one-on-one with my customer, we just start talking about life. Like, oh, where do you
Oh, yeah.
live? How old are you? What's your job like? Like, it's just talking to a normal person, basically.
That's nice.
I think the majority of girls are like that. I can't really speak for everyone though, because I see like a lot of girls have put like personas out on their accounts, or like they just, yeah, basically that.
Yeah, that's something
Yeah.
you want to get into later, like the whole persona thing. But Match, what were you gonna say? Sorry, I'm gonna cut you off.
Oh yeah, I kind of the reason why I feel like this is really interesting to talk about is like, it's very relevant for Twitch chat and internet kind of people in general. It's probably been changing a little bit, but people on the internet are kind of like known for having sometimes trouble with real life interactions and communication, I think. So it's pretty cool that people can learn about that on the podcast.
Yeah, it's and now that you mention it, like the whole real life thing, I've been really trying to make sure that, like, when I do talk about my life and stuff like that, when it comes to, like, you can ask me questions, but there's like, I try to put a line to it, because since I've gotten all this attention and stuff, it's like people want to know more about me, but at the same time, I want to keep my personal life separate from what I'm doing online. So,
That makes sense.
when I just get off the screen, I know that I don't have to be, like, when I'm online and I'm talking to people and I'm doing orders, there's like, that term, like, oh, the work face. Like, for retail workers, they have that customer smile face.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't have that customer smile face, because for the most part, I'm really glad that I can be myself, so I don't have to put up with some sort of act. But it's just a matter of when I do turn off that screen, I have my own life that I can just go back to where I feel normal,
Yeah, totally.
And it's crazy because any sort of like attention I've gotten, whether it was that call with Tifu or just a lot of orders coming through, or like people that have been asking, aside from you guys, I've been getting requests to be in streams and YouTube videos. Like, all of this attention is coming through, and it happened so fast. And
yeah,
like,
it's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's insane the amount of, like, I guess, quote unquote clout I've been getting. It's like pretty subtle, and especially from someone who came from nothing,
Right.
And I guess that's how the internet is. Some people just get lucky on the internet. God just drops the okay, here you go, attention, boom, you make a living out of it, be
you
smart.
got it.
Yeah, and I feel like I got a good, like, someone told me that it's a matter in your hands. Once you have that opportunity of all this attention, if it matters what you do with it. Are you gonna
absolutely
like continue with it? So like, are you gonna take it to stream, start working on your stream, become even more like relevant to the gaming community, or are you just gonna take that and do nothing, you know? Like,
Yeah, like where are you going to go from here? Like how do you make it grow, right?
exactly. And that's just, I'm learning so many things. I'm experiencing so many things, and I'm meeting so many people. It's insane, but it's it's like really, I'm happy, but I'm also so anxious and stressed at the same time.
Yeah,
Right.
we forgot to mention you're actually the top top e-girl on the website. Like you,
Forgot to mention.
I think
I've
you're
said a
probably
few times.
you're the first one to hit 100 orders.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
It's kind of
insane. Like
crazy.
how many days have you
Yeah.
been doing it again?
I think it's only been like roughly a week.
Yeah. So like that's
Yeah.
more
How'd you
than
get into it?
10
Like
people a day. Like how much time do you spend doing that?
Uh, I don't get a lot of sleep at night because that's when I get the most orders.
mm,
Yeah.
that's
It's
interesting.
Us
really
gamers are
time
night people.
lengthy. It just depends on the type of games because
Mm.
uh I get I'm not always playing Summoner's Rift all the time. There can be ARAMs or even custom games that go even more shorter than ARAMs sometimes. Or 1v1s, you know. It just depends on the person.
Is it just League that you do, or is it like other games as well?
Okay, so I know I'm on the top for Roblox as well.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know why, but people like playing Roblox with me.
Damn.
I didn't think that was gonna be a thing, but it is. And not once, but there's been a situation twice that I've played with streamers when like they ordered me for a Roblox game and I was like on their stream and it was just oh god. I don't know why. Like
Did people
I just
request
don't.
that, or did they just order you and then kind of dupe you into coming on stream?
Both.
Yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to streamers, I think it's been a trend where the streamer just doesn't really tell the girl that, you know.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awful.
It's
So
it's kind of a
that
meme, I think.
happened with, yeah, it is. That happened with me and Tifu, you know. When I got off that call with Tifu, then everyone, like, I had over 140 Discord like
Damn.
friend requests. I was
Damn.
getting DMs on Twitter. It was just insane. And oh, I got so many messages on egirl.gg. You were with Tifu. You were with Tifu. I was like, okay, jeez.
I
Oh
mean,
my
it's good
god.
for business, but like it's
Damn.
also kind of a
It's
shock, right?
so it was and it is good for business, but at the same time, it brought in so many trolls. Like, and I think that's the sort of downside of, I mean, it's the gaming community, what can you expect? But
True.
at the same time, even before, I was like sort of doing decent even before Tifu, and then after that, a lot more trolls came through, and I've had two instances where I've had to refund customers' orders, and it wasn't because the thing is that people rarely refund. I have not gotten any customers that refund on their end. I have no tolerance for people mistreating me. So if I sense any sort of bad vibes, I instantly refund their money and tell them I don't want to play with them. And it's like a lot, like the two instances that's happened, like the people really acted like I had an ego just for the fact that I refunded their money. But it's like, there are so many girls on that site. Go ahead and, like, you know, get another girl. I just don't want to be mistreated. And on top of that, I already get so many orders. I constantly have a wait list every night. I am in, like, me refunding your order is not going to be the end of the world for me. It's only like $2-3. It depends. Like, unlike other girls who have high prices, because people actually want to play with them because they know them, I keep my prices low, which always keeps me at the top as well.
That's smart, actually.
Yeah, so I've been writing out a bunch of like advice and tips onto like how to actually get a lot of orders. It's pretty detailed, actually.
Yeah, you're a strategist, like, clearly.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Are you planning on giving that out somewhere, or are you like?
Yeah, so I was planning on asking like one of the site managers if like there could be a page on the eGirls server for Discord, where I could just dump this and it could be like a read only thing where people could actually read like the notes that I have put in and like advice and stuff, because people have been asking me for advice. Like when I speak to you guys, like, I don't mean to have any sort of ego. I do not have big balls. Like I said, I came from nothing. I'm a completely normal person. So the fact that I am, like, just big on this website it surprises me too every time I wake up now. But yeah, people do ask me for advice, and I've been sort of holding back because I had a goal of 100 orders, and I did that. And that was just 100 orders, like, on League,
Right.
So I currently have like 105 orders done on League. In general, for the whole site, let me see if I can find it. I have done about 113 orders in like general.
Wow.
Yeah.
Another thing about the site as well is like it's a little bit like Uber, in where people kind of give you a rating after, right? You get like a thumbs up or
so that I really feel sad because it is so
I agree,
complicated.
Actually.
It is so complicated. Like, the only reason why I don't have a perfect ratio is because my customers have a hard time actually giving me a good rating. This site is super complicated. Like, so when you're done with an order, you have to go back onto the site, you have to go on to my orders, serving, and then you have to click finish, right?
Yeah.
So obviously when you click finish, you think it's done because your order goes away, but then you have to go to the completed and then give a good recommendation. See?
Yeah,
so that last part, not a lot of customers know that. And now I make sure to remind them, like, that's how they do it. I didn't do that a lot often. They just kind of figured it out. But I realized that, maybe like some of my customers might actually don't, because I get the first timers. I have some like regular customers, but majority of them buy me out of morbid curiosity. It's their first time. They don't know. The only thing they knew how to do was log on to their PayPal and order me, obviously. It's funny because the site is easy, and then the site is completely glitched, buggy, and complicated in some ways.
It's never up either. Like,
I've had lots of trouble with the site as well.
Oh, yeah. I've, like, heard that they've been getting, like, a bunch of, like, DDoS attacks recently.
Oh, really?
So that's why it's always down. Yeah.
That's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people don't like the website at all.
I mean, I could understand that. Someone has asked me if it's like, do you feel like this is prostitution? And I'm like, well, if you think about it, prostitution is you're paying a girl to have sex with you. Sex is just a completely different factor. People are just paying me to play a game with them. That is different context. That, like, I'm not even meeting you. At the most, I'm in a call, but that's about it,
It's like personal interaction, or a personal kind of company is the, I guess, product, if you want to use that word.
Yeah, and I don't really get, like, a lot of my customers, since they do come out of morbid curiosity, none of them, like, really actually flirt with me. So it's just, we talk about life. It's like they actually just hired someone for like $1 to play a game with them and talk to them like a normal person. And I feel like since everyone or majority of people are in quarantine, this is the best time, because majority of my customers have been complaining that they can't go out and hang out or talk to their friends because they're all at home doing their own thing.
Yeah, Jeff's got a huge conspiracy theory about this.
Like, it's no coincidence that coronavirus started right as the site launched. Okay, like it has to have like some kind of link. No, but
I've been having some like theories of myself, like what's going on, because like I don't know why, but like actually I won't disclose it just for like security reasons, but there's some questions that the site asks, like information questions that you don't really need to give out, but they still ask for it anyways, which makes me feel really questionable as to why they need that sort of like information.
Yeah, do you have like good communication with the people behind the site? Because I've been trying to reach out and trying to find like the founders and kind of get their side of the story as well. It's pretty hard.
I'm like, I think I would consider one of the site managers like a super good friend of mine. I've talked to like another site manager as well, but it was only for a question. The site managers are online on Discord. You can see them. They're all the way at the top. They do work with the staff group. I'm pretty sure that it's like a whole group of like people. They're located in somewhere in Asia. I'm assuming China, but I can't like, you know, be sure about that.
Yeah.
I can't just, you know,
we've got similar assumptions. Just because the websites kind of I mean they don't have perfect like grammar in their English and everything.
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree.
Like in my opinion, I think maybe they launched the website a little bit quick, like
yeah, but I completely agree with you on that, but they're making so many changes. Like I was just talking to one of my one of the site managers that I'm good friends with, and I will actually see, he said word by word, we are rewriting the core of the whole platform.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they are working. They're making many changes. They're working as fast as they can.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't imagine how busy they are on their end because of, like, you know, this site is becoming a trend for content creators in the gaming community.
30,000 people in one day joined. That's like an insane amount of people to like have a platform at once.
They've just got so much on their plate.
Yeah, and like every time I don't even know. I think I'm allowed to say this, yeah. So I was like asked from one of the site managers I had a connection to, I don't know if you guys know who Tarzan is.
The
but
Disney
he's
character?
A leak. He's a no, he's a leak streamer, and I had a connection to just DM him. So they asked me if I could DM Tarzan to delay his video, like his YouTube video, 24 hours, so they could actually get their servers set up for that amount of attention. Like the fact that they need content creators to slow down on the content they're making based on the website, which is good for them, but they just can't handle it right now because of how many people are coming through. Like the traffic is just insane.
That is crazy, actually. Like how much power these influencers have over like it's just a site like this, you know, being able to crash the server just by mentioning it or like making a video about it.
I mean, the concept is like amazing clickbait for content, though. Like
that as well. Yeah,
sounds
like
crazy.
Is good. It is like a good way for content creators to like, you know, this is like something that nobody's ever tried before.
Yeah.
You know,
I've never heard of this, but like this, we know that this is gonna pop off. Like I'm super excited to see like stats for everything, like, and what kind of people use the site in like maybe 2 months or something. Probably gonna get a more accurate picture of what's actually happening, because right now it's a little bit chaotic still.
I feel like I'm actually wondering, like when Tinder came out and it became like a super big thing, there was like a bunch of apps that tried to do the same thing or like slightly spin on it. You think there's gonna be like sites that are copying egirl.gg?
I
like
have
trying to make their own thing.
That there has been a rumor going around that there's a site that basically is gonna try like same idea. Basically copying egirl.gg, but it's made from the US. It's, I don't know if I'm allowed to disclose like, you know, the company's name or like what it's called, but I have heard that there is definitely other companies that are trying to take this idea into their own hands. But honestly, I feel like like competition is like inevitable,
healthy,
but it's the fact that I feel like egirl.gg has reached that limit that there might not actually be any. I mean, it has to be a hell of a good site to have a competition for egirl.gg, because I feel like the more they start updating it, I mean, it's already popular with the streamers. I don't know why a streamer would want to go to another platform that basically copied egirl.gg. Like, they have so much attention
Yeah, they
already
need
on their
something
hands.
special,
Maybe
right?
Hitbox will wait, but then have like buy you off the site, like give you a contract like Ninja.
And like the thing is about egirl.gg is that they're always trying to listen to the customers. Like they check like their Discord, because they have like a Discord tab where people can suggest ideas and stuff. They're always looking, like they're active. They actually interact with people. It's just a matter of like what you ask them, I guess. Like you're not a troll and just spamming them.
I've been really like surprised actually with the way they go about things. They're super engaged. Because I feel like they could kind of just sit back as long as the site's like surviving, and like they wouldn't have to do much to get cash off this, because it's already like kind of doing its own job kind of thing.
Yeah. How does
It's
that
really...
work, actually? We were talking about this yesterday, but I feel like you have probably like a better idea over it. Like, how does the site make money? Like, did they take a cut of like the...
Yeah, they get 10%. And I mean, personally, I think that's a lot. I did try talking to them, but they gave me like a legit reason why they have it that high. But you also have to understand it's not 10% from the site only, since the money goes to PayPal. If you want to,
there's fees and shit. Yeah.
The PayPal fees is like 2.5, so in total, it's a good 12.5 cut.
Damn.
Like 12.5%, which is why I think it's high. Because like if the site lowers down, then you can add in the PayPal. But it's their choice. Honestly,
gotta make a profit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing games for money, so I didn't expect, and my intentions were never actually to start making so much money on this website. I made a lot, but I definitely feel like girls with platforms that have bigger, like larger prices. Oh my god! I mean, yeah, wait, that makes sense, right? Larger prices. Expensive. Sure. There we go. The more expensive girls with platforms definitely make more money than I do, because they get a lot of orders in with high prices. I keep my prices low, but that's also why I'm like the top ordered. So
yeah, I feel like if you keep your prices at like a good base level, you get a lot of first timers, because nobody wants to spend like $25 on their first order, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that for me, I can only understand, like, if you already have a platform, of course you're gonna have your prices high, because people already know you, you know? So at that point, it is about the money for them. But for me, it's not really about the money, since I'm going to be streaming soon. This is a perfect opportunity for me to actually build my own platform.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It has been doing so beautifully, so...
I mean, like huge... like huge streamers probably, like they don't really have too much time either, so they kind of gotta, you know, try to value assess how much time can I spend on this, and like have it still be profitable, like compared to doing other content.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's super interesting.
That's actually a good segue into another question that we had. Do you think this is like viable as a career in the future? Because like streaming and making videos and stuff used to be not profitable.
I feel like if you're a full-time streamer, that could be viable. I don't think this is definitely pocket money.
Yeah,
right.
Just for the fact that there is that high percentage cut, I feel like this is pocket money. And for someone who's done so many orders, I personally, it gets really stressful taking on orders. Games on top of games. There's a wait list. You gotta tell people to wait. You need to make sure what's the order, like how many people are coming through, how many games you have with people. There was like a scenario where I had a customer and I only played one game with him, and then I didn't even like he didn't even tell me, but I guess it's my fault. I wasn't aware that I was actually supposed to play 3 games with him because he paid
Mm.
Oh,
for
right.
3 games, not one. So then I had to go back the next day later.
Oh, okay,
In
yeah.
this delay of just doing games later, apart from the order, like I have OCD, so if you're going to order, we will get that order done the same day.
Mm.
But like there's some customers that are like, "Oh, I'm not available today. I'll order now, but can we play later?" And I'm just like, "Well, I don't know because like what if people order that day and I have a big list, you know?"
Yeah.
Like scheduling is something really it's a difficulty I'm having right now, but I was told by one of the site managers, that they'll be updating stuff revolving around like scheduling and tipping. That's gonna be a thing since
That's a good
we do
idea.
get a cut. And what else? What scheduling, tipping, and the optional prices thing, like which I put that down in my advice list as well. The whole optional of, oh, you should have different prices for different types of games, because like
Yeah.
For sure,
you
yeah.
could be paying. Imagine if you just paid $10 for a game of ARAM when someone else paid $10, same price, but for Summoner's Rift. So that's basically like I'm using league terms, but I'll use time terms as well.
Yeah.
Because for other games off of League, so for like Roblox and Smash Bros, I do my orders based on time. So $2 is gonna be like 25 minutes of Roblox, $2 on Smash, and 25 minutes of Smash. I try to be like precise with the time and also favorable on the customer's end. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's not all about money. It's about building my platform, and the site's doing a pretty good job of that. And I am too, obviously.
So do you get a lot of return customers kind of thing?
Oh, like regular customers?
Would you say like
Yes.
there's a percentage that come back later?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. My regular customers are always the really quiet but nice ones that are good at League. It's definitely I don't get any creeps. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah.
Even my regulars, people would think there's like an awkward boundary if someone just keeps on paying to play with you. Honestly, it's not really that awkward if you're just chill with them. It's kind of like, it's almost like they just support me in some sort of way. And then on top of that, my regular customers are just sweethearts, honestly. They're just, all of them are really nice. Majority of my customers are pretty fun and nice people. They're not like creeps or trying to get into my pants or trying to ask me for I definitely do get messages, all the time. Like, oh, do you have an OnlyFans? Like on the, egirl.gg website.
Yeah.
People out, obviously.
Is that from orders or
nudes.
just people who haven't ordered?
Oh, so how the egirl.gg website works is you can message like any of the e-girls, even before or after.
Yeah.
People both order and message me, or message me before ordering me. Like I get both, in like both scenarios. But yeah, I get a bunch of troll messages about like nudes and stuff all the time. And it kind of sucks because the whole thing revolving around, OnlyFans, nudes, amateur content is that underage girls are actually trying to do this with the site.
Yeah.
And the site's been trying to ban those underage girls, but it's like it's just sad if once you think about it. Like there's this platform and young girls are trying to take advantage of it. And the guys aren't really gonna mind, Guys, like, no offense, but like, it's not like the guy's gonna know, and it's not like the guy's gonna care if he wants to have like nudes. It's not.
There's a whole lot of factors in this.
Yeah, definitely.
So one of the things I like initially got very worried about is like kind of that aspect. Like there's so many ways
Yeah,
that things can go
wrong.
sketch really fast. And I
Yeah,
feel like there
I
needs to be a lot more like more of a kind of safety
security.
net.
Yeah. I I've been like thinking about talking to the site manager about that because
Mm.
like for now, if you order me and you're in like, a 5-man queue, you're most likely gonna invite me to your Discord server or Discord call, and that's like out of like the game is already out of the website, because
Mm.
like I'm playing a game with them, but the whole calling situation where you're actually talking and interacting with the customer, sometimes that can be scary because I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm getting myself into a dangerous situation with these people outside of the website.
Right.
So every now and then I try to ask my customers to go into the server with me, like in a duo voice chat
Yeah.
inside the egirl.gg server, so it can give me a bit of closure for, feeling safe and stuff.
I
But
think that definitely should be part of the kind of deal that you kind of get
yeah,
that on
I
your own
feel like
terms.
it should, but I don't know. I'll definitely discuss that with the site
Mm.
manager, like
Yeah.
stuff
At the
about
same
security.
time, I feel like personally, I would feel uncomfortable being like in the egirl.gg Discord. Personally, like if I were to place an order, I'd probably like do it in a DM or something. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess it
yeah.
depends on the person. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely depends on the person. Like,
Interesting.
and see, I think about that, but at the same time, realistically, I don't even think that would be possible. Like, because I get custom ARAM requests, and that means that there are 9 other people at least in the call. So it's not like I'm gonna make them all go onto the egirl.gg
Everyone
Mm.
order me. I'm not
Discord
playing.
server. Like
Yeah.
Mm.
it's just that's not possible. So of course I'm gonna have to go into their call and be with them. But yeah, it's pretty nice.
Mm.
I mean, it's unsafe at the same time, but I mean, I'm not getting creeps. I feel like since there's so many girls on the website, the creeps just get, attracted to the girls that appeal to the creeps.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
I'm not trying to like offend any girl, but like if I'm going to be honest, there are girls that make me cringe on the website,
Mm.
and I'm pretty sure that it just appeals to the weirdos. So of course they're gonna go to them. Uh, I've just I don't know. I think I've come out with just getting all the normal folks for now.
Yeah. There's like a big thing in life. I keep ranting about this, but there's a super important thing in life, which is
Hmm.
expectations. Like it basically makes everything what you expect of a situation ahead of time before you go into it is like such a huge part. So I think
Yeah.
for you, you've set the expectation of just being chill, right? And then some other people are
Yeah.
gonna set the expectation that it's gonna kind of be borderline, sexual or
Edgy.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh God. I don't mean to shade anyone, but I definitely feel like there are some girls that make sure that in every game they're gonna be like moaning every single time, and
Yikes.
for me that's just like, ugh, yikes, like,
Mm,
and it sets a bad image
it does.
because, like, okay, before like this whole egirl.gg shit. Oh, well, am I allowed to say
Yeah,
that
go ahead.
word?
I'm the
Okay.
worst swear boy.
So,
Swear as much as you want,
The
honestly.
stream is
okay.
not PG.
So, before all of this, the term, the term e-girl,
Yeah.
sometimes it would be used as an insult towards girls. I feel like people nowadays refer to e-girls as that aesthetic,
Mm.
the type of appearance. But back in the day, e-girl meant like gamer girl, basically,
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
talked
then
about that earlier, actually. The kind of
Yeah.
really,
the way the word e-girl is perceived, because it's
yeah,
not very defined, right?
I feel like it's changed over time. It
Mm.
used to be gamer girl, and now it's more of an aesthetic.
Yeah.
I really feel like that mostly blew up on like TikTok, the whole e-girl thing.
Sure.
But yeah, egirl.gg, it's just, you have the sexual ones, and then you just have the ones that are like normal.
Yeah, it's
Do you think
interesting
the site-
actually.
Do you think the site should be like no kind of sexual things? Like, do you think the characters should be like, not be allowed?
So, I was actually just talking to the site manager about this because, I don't want to point out who it was, but they basically on their account, they displayed the fact that they had an OnlyFans account, and they did it in a subtle way where it wasn't directly like their OnlyFans like link or anything, but it showed that they had an OnlyFans,
Right.
And there was no other reason to take that photo other than the fact that it showed that they had their OnlyFans. So the thing about this is that it's distributing third party access to just nudes, okay? And that sucks for some people, because if you're going on the site, you're basically seeing, oh, great, majority of these girls are gonna be selling nudes. Let's just pick out the catalog. But that's not what the site is about. The site is about paying people for games, you know? And it's sort of like, I mean, I don't discriminate. You do you, but like, I feel like the whole idea of selling nudes and promoting your OnlyFans should be out of
should be separate, right?
Yeah, it should be separate. And I was talking to the site manager about this because I was concerned about a certain account getting orders because they wouldn't be playing games. They would just be sending people nudes and they would be getting orders.
That's not what the site's about.
Do you feel like the site is like slightly encouraging that? I'm kind of half and half on this, because when you like go on the site, you're presented with kind of like suggestive like pictures on the presentation. So I'm like, should they kind of tone that down and try to make sure that it's more PG kind of thing?
So yeah, on the front side, it is said that girls in the organization are so pretty, their voices are sweet and gentle, and skills are superior. They're actually game players and teammates.
Yeah. I feel like it kind of feeds into the perception of e-girls being, sexualized, which I feel like that's a problem.
I don't know. I don't know how they came up with that one.
That is definitely a thing. I feel like the e-girls on this website are sexualized. I personally haven't been, but it is, I really hate to say this, but like, the site will how do I put this in words? It feels uncomfortable knowing that the site wants me to put a picture of myself on the front.
Right.
I mean, obviously I'll do it because I want to, but the fact that the site is like, oh, you should really just keep your pictures and gifs of you like on your covers, that makes me feel just a little bit uncomfortable,
Yeah.
Because
it's like a catalog
everyone's
almost,
doing
right?
that. It's common sense to do that. But when you get reminded by like the company, it's just sort of uncomfortable. And like recently, they're doing this new thing with top 100 girls, and obviously I'm gonna be in it, but like it's like so weird because in the email they were like, don't forget, have 2 selfies, make sure your voice recording is like near 10 seconds, and have a gif of yourself as well. Like I just, it's so weird because they make sure they're pushing onto the fact that we have to show ourselves, we have to show our appearances, it's just, I don't know, that's a little bit too much.
I agree with that.
It's a super
feel
tough
like
line to walk
it's not
there.
like Twitch is asking girls, hey, by the way, make sure your profile picture is yourself, like they don't do that. Maybe it's because they're a new site and they have the heart of just making sure that the girl is getting enough, because they think that if the girl has a profile picture of her, then they'll obviously get more reviews. So maybe it's like, for like, maybe they just are saying that so the girl, like, it's in best interest at heart for the girls, like, orders to go up, but at the same time it's uncomfortable knowing that the site is asking of that, and it's just like, do you guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know if
I
I
get
worded
it.
that
But
correctly or
personally,
not.
I feel like this is a bit different from Twitch, right? Because as a streamer, you're showing yourself to everyone. Whereas
Yeah.
if you're going on the site, I feel like the
You
voice
have an
clip
option.
alone should be good enough, right? Like, just knowing what you're buying is like a good, like,
Yeah, I
in a
mean,
way.
there's been so many people have been catfishing, like, and people
Right.
have voice changers, like, all of these things are, just, it is what it is.
Yeah. Do you feel like maybe the site should be doing kind of more work to make sure that there's no, like catfishing and stuff like that?
I thought that, like, ID verification would have been, like, a cool thing and more safer, so people actually know who's who.
But then there's like a worry about like data leaks and stuff like that. So it's like so complicated. That's the thing. There's so many potential problems here with personal information and things like that. And I think the website...
I have personally been worried about that. I actually messaged, like, the site manager, and I was asking him to, like, hey, can I get something so and so changed? And he was just curious as to why. And I was like, because your site is going down every single day, I don't know if the data is going to be also safe at this point.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Like, he assured me that everything is fine and good, but I mean, of course you're gonna tell me that, so I don't start freaking out. But who am I to know what's gonna go wrong?
I'm really happy to know that you're so mindful of this, because I feel like there's so many opportunities for some girls to get kind of taken advantage of, and like not realizing it before maybe it's too late or their problems arise.
Oh yeah, it's definitely.
But at the same time, like the kind of the product that's presented is you're gonna like get personal interaction with this girl, right? If you go on the site, so you kind of need to present like who are you talking to, but at the same time, you have to make sure that it's not gonna make weird expectations or weird connotations as to what it's gonna be. So it's like such a tough line to hit, where you're not saying we're gonna sell something kind of sexual or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm just waiting for that big update that they keep on talking about. I want to see what they do with that. I want to see if they change anything, because if they're like updating stuff to its core function, like that's a big word, that is everything basically. So I want to see where they take. Yeah, it is extremely vague, so it keeps me curious.
Yeah, I mean, you know a lot about communication, so you can kind of catch this, right? Yeah, you have a advantage over many people, I think, and that kind of makes me really happy that you're kind of one of the top people, because it could have gone away where all the top people were kind of pushed into maybe the presenting themselves really sexually, and maybe
I feel like
not being able to
it's still your own choice, right?
Be safe. Yeah, but at the same time, like, what are you kind of incentivized to do,
If you want to make the money on the site, obviously, like, you want to attract certain people to come to you, I would say. But
yeah, of course. And it should fit your personality as well. Like, you should show who you are so that people, kind of get your personality. But maybe some people have a personality that's more sexual than others, or like more suggestive or whatever.
Like I said, I haven't gotten those.
Yeah, I'm so curious to talk to more people as well, like on the different perspectives.
I personally, as someone who is like up there I don't get the creeps
Yeah.
at all. Every now and then, you know, I'll have that one guy who's like super nice and is like, yeah, let's play again sometime. And I'm like, oh, okay, you're really sweet. Me, but yeah, no, all of them are just super nice. Some of them maybe a little bit too white knight for my liking, but I don't complain because first of all, they're paying for me. Second of all, they're super respectful towards me, and at the end of the day, they're not really flirting with me. So
that's actually something that was one of my questions. Is like, what do you think of simps? Like the term simp.
the
A lot of
term
those.
simp, I simp. It is definitely real. There
Right.
are guys that are simps. Do I have simps? I don't know.
You might
If
even
I do have
not even
simps,
know it.
then
Honestly.
Be cool, chat.
yeah.
Be cool.
Sit down. Sit down.
Yeah. I don't know if I have simps. I think I'm not big enough to say or know if I have simps. I got people in my Twitter DMs all the time that I don't open, but I don't think those are simps. I feel like to be a simp, you have to support someone, you know, like it's a timely thing. Like it's just,
I
and
mean,
it's like,
would you call your regular simps, or is that like going too far?
would I call my regular simps? I don't want to because I feel like that's just I feel like that would be.
It's not about insulting them. It's more like, do they act in a way that, like,
Oh,
the
you know
pedestal
what
is
if I'm
here? You know what I mean?
I feel like the problem with the
no.
word is the same as with e-girl, that it's not really defined very well, or people in different communities are gonna define it different. Because obviously some communities, like, if they say e-girl, they're like, this is a fucking slut kind of thing, and others are like, this is just a girl who plays games.
Chill, dude.
Yeah, but like if you look at like some YouTube comments, it's insane what they mean when they say the word e-girl, and then the same with if they use the word simp. It's like they're hardcore saying these people are scum.
Yeah, no, I definitely understand what you mean. Are my regulars simps? No, I feel like I've gotten an idea of what simps are usually like. My customers that are regular are just normal people that happen to have everyone just can afford me, okay? But that's because I put myself at an affordable price. Now, if I was expensive and they kept on buying me, then I would tell you, yeah, they are a simp. But I give that opportunity to the customer to be able to actually have enough, like, I'm affordable.
Yeah. Do you think if you had higher prices that people would also expect more than just the chatting and gaming that you're currently?
Yeah.
I mean, see, that's why I said girls with other platforms, whether they're streaming or they have OnlyFans, they have expensive prices. But like me, I don't really do anything but games, so I try to just stay cheap. Like I fluctuate my prices according to times, region, hours, and then optional game modes, and then on top of that, the amount of attention the site is getting. So that like sort of makes me go out of my way to almost like moderate YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch for a while to see whether or not it's getting any attention from like big people, because that means more people are going to be coming through and seeing my name. So I need to be able to know when to take advantage of that and lower my prices. And that's exactly what I'm writing about in like my whole list of advices, like how to be able to, you know, like take advantage of this whole thing where you can drop your price the second people are actually scrolling down on the website. It's, I actually forgot, what was the question again?
I'm not sure either. Like we're pretty fluid in the conversation anyways. But I was wondering, like how much communication do you have with other girls? Like are there people who have completely different experiences from you at the moment, or how's that?
So, I feel like at first I was getting just a little bit of hate, but I mean, I didn't mind. I deal with hate pretty properly, and if any other e-girl has some opinion of me, I will obviously respect it. But if an e-girl wants to disrespect me, I will buy you and make you play a game with me and talk to me. Like, I'm
Dang.
straight up on the spot. I will buy you. I
Wait,
will buy you.
that's actually like a good question.
I will find you and I will buy you.
No, but like, is it possible to refuse orders, or is it like if somebody
Yeah.
places, you have to take it?
Okay, so if you guys haven't noticed recently, I made sure that if I'm not available, I'll just put as my cover currently unavailable today. Like,
Yeah, I saw it
and that's all
yesterday.
you see. Yeah, I did. I was actually busy yesterday. I
Yeah.
had my grandfather's death anniversary, so I was doing some preparations and prayers and stuff like that for my grandfather. So I had put that up, and I put it up when I'm sleeping as well, because people in EU also order me as well, and when it's daytime for them, it's nighttime for me, and I'm sleeping. So that's why I do currently unavailable today, because it's probably daytime for them.
Do you
And
feel
I feel bad.
Do you feel the
for my
pressure
EU.
of having to be like available at all times? Do you feel like there's like
Yes.
there's a danger that you're gonna lose all your business, all those things?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes,
you're
all
really
the
pressured,
time, because
yeah.
I'm against people that have platforms. I am literally just grinding. That's it.
Yeah.
So, like,
It's already a tough fucking
it's
business.
me
Damn.
versus like girls that are already making so much money off of other sites, you know, like, and I always feel that sort of pressure that I have to have like just give me just 1 second.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
so sorry. Give me just 1 second. I have
no
to deal
problem.
with my cat.
I know what that's like. I was just checking if he was under my desk or not, but
Damn, what a
He's
convo,
chilling.
dude.
yeah, right.
This is going
Honestly.
super great. It's so interesting. How are we doing, chat?
Yeah, chat. Do you have any questions that we might be able to ask?
Damn,
Any,
we've actually been going for an
suggestions?
hour already, and like,
Yeah, it's been an hour.
I've still got so much I want to know. It's super interesting.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you're having fun, because it definitely has been a very productive hour so far, and I think learned a lot, honestly.
I'm loving these streams as well. I'm so happy my computer fucked me, so I had to do different streams.
Yeah, no more gaming. Podcasts only. Laptop streams. Hell yeah.
Like, I'll sit there solving Rubik's Cubes, I guess, or something. Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Just chatting streams only. No, but like, I mean, I feel like we learned a lot about like the whole culture in general. You know, like the e-girl, just like the site mostly. But
I'm still so interested to see development. But it would be so cool. First of all, like, I wanna, if we can get somebody who's like regularly buying girls to play with to hear their story, and then also the people who actually run the site would be so interesting to hear about.
I mean, honestly, I'm like this close to buying one myself. Like, I want to do it, honestly, just out of like pure morbid curiosity, like she said. It's like, just to see what the experience is like.
I think that's probably like, I've heard from more girls as well. Like, just like Leah, it started as a meme and then kind of went from there. And I think probably some customers also just started as a meme and then kind of went from there, right?
Welcome back.
Yes, thank you.
So do we have anything on the list that hasn't been covered yet? Because like, we had a bunch of questions, but you've like blown through them yourself somehow. Like, you covered all the points that we want to talk about. It's
been awesome.
It's kind of crazy.
Okay.
I mean, the sim question isn't even on here. That's the last thing, but
yeah, this is just going so natural. I love it. We've been going for an hour, by the way. Like, if you feel like dipping any time, just let me know.
Yeah, might wrap it up.
Like,
and but one thing I want to ask that I had like a couple of minutes ago was like, do you think that the price is gonna like raise over time? Like, currently everyone's setting it really low, but like, once there's some standards,
so
right?
The site manager did say that the site will be updating in ways where you can have optional stuff. So I might as well tell you guys now like how I'm gonna be doing it, because I was gonna put it on my like one of my covers, like what my prices were gonna be. So are you guys familiar with League or no?
A little bit,
yeah.
Okay, so We have in-house custom games and or ARAM games. These typically last 20 minutes most. It's like an average of 20 minutes. It can go over 20 minutes, obviously, but it's like it's 20. TFT is around 35 minutes average. It just depends on whether or not you lose or win. But if you're like, playing, it can go as high as 35. And then Summoner's Rift is the big one, the 40-minute average game to an hour. That one is $4.05. So for in-house ARAMs, I have 2.5. For TFT, I have 3.5, and then for Summoner's Rift, I have 4.5. And then for multiple match orders that you stack up, there's a 50%. Not 50. Oh my god, that's way too much. So if you're stacking up on orders, you get a 50-cent discount. So if you buy 2 games, you'll get a 50-cent discount. If you buy 3 games, that's another 50 cents. So that's $1 discount,
Deal.
Yeah, so I've done stuff like that. And then since tipping is gonna be like a thing, obviously, like I said, I'm not trying to aim for the money. I'm trying to aim for like the numbers right now. Cause numbers is what's gonna get me big. Money isn't on this website.
True. Yeah, for sure.
So tip isn't mandatory, but if you are going to have multiple orders, like orders with 3 games or more, I'm making you tip. Like, I am making you tip because that's a long time. Like three games on any of these games, whether it's like ARAMs, customs, TFT, or Summoner's Rift. Summoner's Rift, you're asking for 3 hours. TFT, you're asking for like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then Summoner's Rift, you're asking for an hour, at least like an hour and a half of my time. And that is so long when you have tons of other orders.
Yeah,
like that just makes the wait list bigger and longer.
I feel like there should be like custom prices for what you want to order exactly. I feel like it'd be nice. I'm thinking web design here, right? I think it'd be nice if you could have like a little drop down box per game of like what the options are and just like with the prices in there. Like it would be a lot easier than like have the message of being like, "What's your price for this exactly?"
Yeah, they're working on that. The optional pricing thing, they are currently working on that. They're working on like functions for like scheduling and making options for different prices. It's gonna be cool. Like the ideas that they have, they're like working it through. It's just a matter of time.
Cool.
Well, I definitely think I learned a lot today, and I definitely think the website has a lot to grow into and a lot to change as well. Because I feel like the front page is a lot of work like that needs to be done about it.
There's so many things. The past days have been so interesting and
for sure
educational. Like there's still so much I want to know about, but like I don't want to keep you stuck here too long either. But like I don't know. I feel like I want to get to know the customers more as well of the website, and again like the higher ups, the people who run it. Like there are so many perspectives that I still want to see, and also like the future, like where the site's going, because we don't know yet, right? It's kind of open.
But it was great having you on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So this is the part where you plug our stuff, right? So
I'm gonna shoot your account in chat. Of course, this stream is going up as a podcast on YouTube, so everyone who didn't catch the whole stream, you'll be able to see it. The links will be in the description, of course.
All right.
You can find all the socials and stuff.
It'll
be in the description. Do you have anything that you would specifically say, like as a send off, or?
A lot of people. My number one question is, can I be an e-girl too?
Yeah.
Anyone can
or
e-boy.
Be an e-girl. We hear that.
Or e-boy.
Anyone can be an e-girl and e-boy. That's right.
It's usually the e-boys that ask me, can I be an e-girl too? Anyone can be an e-girl or e-boy. It depends on what you do with that and how you market things. And how you actually get attention from other people. it's not all. I feel like it's really not all about the looks. People tell me that all the time. Like, no, it's just all about the looks. You're hot. And I really don't feel like it's that, because I put way more marketing strategy than I should have to if it was just me being quote unquote, good looking.
It's all about presentation and making expectations. Expectations, guys. Remember this word.
Oh, Match, come on, man, let it go. Like, you keep bringing us up.
It's true, though. No, it's true, though.
It's true.
Can't argue against it. I'm gonna fight you.
But remember, guys, they're all kings, they're all queens. Everyone's worth it. Everyone's valuable. We're all beautiful in here, right? Unless you're a creep, in which case you're not. Sorry, gotta go home. Learn a little bit about yourself.
I can't believe how excited you're going back to a game where all you do is pay your debt. Hell yeah.
Look, it's more fun than you expect, alright?
Are you still in 98k debt?
No, I paid that off.